What's up, everyone? Welcome to a new YouTube show that we've been working on called Mr. Malachi Debates Friends. Well, that's the temporary title. If you have any better ideas, let us know. I'm joined here by Tyler,
Hey,
Hendershot,
What's up?
and Nicholas.
hey guys.
And basically, the idea of the show is we're just going to debate topics about video games. That's the basic idea of it. So if you like this idea, make sure to subscribe to us here on YouTube, like the video, tell all of your friends. We'll have a great time together. All right? We got a few topics here that we want to discuss. Are you guys ready to discuss them?
Yep.
Yep.
You guys sound so so excited.
I
do
gotta
this.
I gotta sit up because if I lay down on my bed, I'm just gonna fall asleep and you're gonna hear that. Oh god.
Okay. This is our third take. We're trying to do no more. So, all right. So let's get started, guys. Our first topic that we wanted to debate is that recently, Diablo 3. You remember that game? It sold 15 million copies just recently. They just announced this, and basically, I just wanted to get everyone's impressions about what they think about that. So we'll start with Tyler. All right, cool. And we'll go on to
Your game.
Hendershot.
But I think the main reason it sold so much. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly. But I think the main reason it sold so many is because it was really hyped up because Diablo 2 was such a big game. Um, I don't really think it was as great as it was put out to be, especially at first. Because it was really buggy, especially when it first came out, and it wasn't even difficult until you got to the very end of the game, and then they wound up fixing that in the end anyways, so there really isn't any difficulty involved anymore. And the game itself, I mean, I guess I can kind of see why it's sold, but just not that many copies.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Do you want me to go?
Yeah, sure. It was a lot, dude. They sold a lot of copies, man. I'm telling
Well,
you.
I think the entire thing is that with Diablo 3 selling so many copies over this course of time, is Diablo 2 and the expansion Lord of Destruction. With Diablo 2, they built such a huge fan base off of that game
Mhm.
that there's still people to this day. I'm sure if I launched Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction when I'm battling, I'd still be able to find games
Yeah.
right now of people still playing it for the ladder. Because I know they actually just did do a ladder reset on that game. So that tells me there's still enough people for them to do that.
The last
So
time
what
I
they
checked was a lot of people were doing a bunch of live streams of Diablo 2 right before 3 came out, like the night of, and there were still like a shit ton of people on there. So obviously people, I think, still love Diablo 2 and still think it's
Yeah,
better
that's
than
like the
everything.
entire thing of their. That's why I think Diablo 3 managed to gain this many copies. Even if people didn't like Diablo 3,
Yeah.
with like how Blizzard's battle system is, once you have it, you pretty much have it and you're stuck with it. So I think that due to the big fan base I got from Diablo 2,
Hmm.
with all those people that bought it, and like at first it was a great game, but the problem is it's a dungeon grind, and if you're not a dungeon grind kind of person, it's gonna get boring. But dungeon grind games are the kind of games you can go back to at any time and play, and it'll still be fun.
Yeah. See, the
Mm,
thing is, and I had this debate with Nicholas when we aren't recording. I debate that Diablo 3 was never good. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I think it was. I thought it was pretty mediocre from the very get go, regardless of bugs, regardless of anything. I'm talking about the pure content. I thought that game was very mediocre. Like I did not like it at all because
yeah.
first off, the first half of it is basically like a rip off of Diablo 2. I'm sorry to piss off Diablo fans, but it's pretty much true if you think about it. And we can get into this right now, Nick, if you want to. It's even. He will defend
It is
Diablo
a debate
3
show.
until the funkin' cows come home. I'm telling you right now, it was not good. It was a mediocre game. Act 3 was boring as shit. Like, I'm not gonna get into that. That's for a different episode. But
Okay, they'll
it's good. It's good for Blizzard that they sold 15 million copies of a mediocre game.
Yeah, I just
Go
have
ahead,
one little
Nick.
thing to add on there. I just want to add one little thing before I
go
forget.
ahead.
I think the main reason most people even got it off the get go, like, yeah, it was really hyped up because of Diablo 2 fans, but me, because I already play WoW, if you subscribed for the entire year, like if you agreed to subscribe for that entire year, you got it for free. And in all honesty, that is the only reason I wound up getting it, was because I knew I was going to play WoW anyways. So if it wasn't for that deal, I wouldn't even have Diablo 3 right now. And I feel like, not with a lot of the people, but I feel like with a pretty good percentage, that's probably how that went.
Yeah. Go ahead, Nick. What's your thoughts about
I mean,
this?
I went to the midnight release and there were literally like 5 people in line, and like the servers were broken. Like the first week, I barely even got to play it. It was just awful. Like they had all these bugs at the beginning, and everyone just kind of gave up. But I
And then
mean,
they finally played the game.
they
and they're like,
definitely
oh,
could
man,
have
this is
tried
terrible.
harder. I mean, I enjoy the game. I've leveled like crazy. I've played countless hours on it. They definitely need to fix some things, and it looks like they are working on fixing the loot system. And I'm probably gonna buy the expansion just to check it out.
Hender, will you mute your mic when you go to slurp out of that empty
Yeah.
cup, by the
I
way?
thought we covered this.
It's
I don't care.
done
We're
now.
too far
Oh,
into this
it's
speech to
okay.
restart. We're chugging on through.
Hey,
Yeah,
whatever,
so
it's good.
the overall opinion from everyone is.
I think it's. I'm gonna. If I buy, I might buy it actually, and I think I'm gonna probably buy it when the expansion comes out.
Mhm.
For the fact that they actually did add a secret cow level in the expansion, which is kind of cool.
Dude, there already was a
I
cow
mean,
level, and it was pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
Diablo 2.
No, like an actual
Oh,
cow level
Oh,
in Diablo
well,
3.
there was.
They have a
was
cow king and
They had
crap.
a
technically a cow
rainbow
level.
unicorn.
Yeah, they have,
Cow
like-
level, cow level is better than unicorn level. I'm telling you this right now.
I don't know. Unicorns
No,
are kind of
no,
fun.
no.
I like
Having
killing them.
giant cows that walk around and go moo moo, and they have giant axes. That is awesome. That's for a different.
And then the Cow King. Oh, don't even get me started.
You fight his ghost actually in the expansion in an area.
Do you
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, that's how you unlock, I guess, the cow level or something.
I guess I
need to
might
buy
play the
this.
expansion.
I
We'll
might need to
see.
buy the expansion. If there's a cow level in the expansion pack,
We'll all
they
play
have
it.
my
believe in
$40.
Blizzard, and I really think they're gonna do right in this next expansion.
okay, well, all right. On to our next topic, which of course the internet's just on fire with the with the cancellation or removal of Flappy Bird off of the App Store. I don't know if he exactly said why he's removing it. I think he said because everyone's being a dick face to him. But yeah, let's get your guys' impressions on this. What do you guys what do you think the reason is for him taking?
I mean,
Flappy Bird
I'd really
off?
like to know the real reason behind it. I
Well,
mean, basically
He probably
couldn't
got a
handle
lot
the
of hate
fame
for it.
or the attention, but
Yeah.
I'm wonder if it's like
Well-
if he's getting sued or something, because we all talked about how
Well, let's
It's
go
pretty-
around.
it looks
go
just
around
like
the
Mario.
virtual table here, and let's see. Tyler, what's your impressions of Flappy Bird? Have you played Flappy Bird?
Yeah, I've played Flappy Bird. Well, I think, like, I like, the style is easy and it's simple, and that's why it's likable. It's repetitive, it can be played over and over again, and it's just, like, challenging to where people want to get a good score. But the problem is, it really infuriates people to an abnormal extent. And I think, like, the reason he took it down, or reasons I've seen so far, is that he said the game was very, very hard, and that people are actually destroying their phones and personal possessions over the game, and that's not something he actually wanted to. And the fact that the game even got got enough hype, it's at the point where people are actually making fake stories about how people are murdering their family members over it. I don't think he wants, like, the game to be that big to where people are actually making fake stories about that. That's what I have to say.
All right. What about you, Nick? What do you think about Flappy Bird?
I literally I played it like yesterday for the first time, and it's all right. I don't know. I don't really have much to say about it.
Well, what are your impressions about him removing it off of the App Store?
I mean, I guess I could see it because I mean the game's been out actually out for a while, and then all of a sudden it just got huge, and I think like the pressure of it, and I'm sure people have been like harassing him online and stuff. I just think
Yeah.
he couldn't handle it.
What about you, Hendershot?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel, well, because I'm going last, it's pretty much going to be the same nonsense.
No,
but
I'm going
he
last.
was.
I'm
Well,
the last
all right.
one.
Well, it was probably just he was probably getting a lot of hate mail from it, and I don't know if it's true or not, but I would imagine it's to an extent it is. I've seen charts of actually like the amount of phones that have broken over the past like month since it's gotten popular, and it's it's been a pretty large increase, and I would imagine that's probably true to an extent because I played it like twice, but the couple of times I did play it, it was extremely aggravating.
Mhm.
And I think it's because it's so simple. That's why it's so aggravating. Because if you can't be good at a simple game, well, you kind of want to smash
it
your
is
phone.
very frustrating too because you die like as soon as you touch the pipe, and the bird is like made out of iron. And god damn it, I don't even want to think about this game. Continue on. Continue on with what you're saying. I'm sorry. Had a little
No.
anger moment. Fucking flag bird.
Okay. I mean,
Shit.
I had to uninstall it after having it for 2 days because my phone's already broken, and I knew if I had it for any longer, it would be completely done for.
Do you actually think that there are people out there like I've seen a lot of videos jokingly breaking like
I've watched a kid throw his phone across my
like,
classroom
I think they're doing
because he
that
goes
for-
upset.
I think they're doing that for views. I don't think they're actually.
No,
I
a kid
would
threw
say-
his phone across my classroom and shattered it over a Flappy Bird in school.
at your school.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
Yeah.
got upset. People have been doing that.
What
Like
Our
all
school's-
last week,
Some
people have been
people-
shattering phones.
our school is nuts about that game, like absolutely nuts. And like, cause I know there's a couple kids in our school that have over like 200, and I don't even know how you would get to that point, but they're pretty serious about that game.
Yeah.
Like if you mess them up, they will literally hit you.
Well, here's the thing that I have to say about Flappy Bird. First off, I think it's a fun game. I'm gonna say that it's a nice little way to pass the time by. It is very frustrating because you say it's easy. I say it's difficult. There is a quite a bit amount of skill involved when it comes from getting from pipe to pipe to pipe. I don't think it's a bad game. I think it's actually a lot of fun, like I was saying beforehand. And also, I thought that they might actually get a lawsuit because their art looks very similar to Super Mario Brothers. I thought Nintendo would be on their ass, start suing them. But he is probably removing it either for that reason or maybe it's because everyone on the internet's harassing him, which I can believe that too. I honestly because the internet is full of dick faces. No offense. Thanks for watching this video. But it's the truth. Everyone is a dick face when it comes to they want something new to hate on, so they
Well, it's like
focus on their
Blizzard.
hate. Yeah, well,
Like when World of
except for-
Warcraft was out,
except for
Blizzard
when
got
they make
tons
shitty
of
games.
bomb threats. Like Blizzard
Hmm.
got bomb threats
I mean, tell you
crap
something.
over World of Warcraft.
I got some opinions on World of Warcraft. I will tear that game a new bum as far as I'm concerned. It's terrible. That's for a different episode, though. You're giving us ideas on what to debate, though, which is great. Because we could always use more ideas. But yeah, Flappy Bird, it sucks that he's removing it, I guess. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. It's either because someone's being a dick to him, or not someone, a lot of people, because he's making like $50,000 a
Day.
year, a day off of this game. There has to be some major reason why he is saying, okay, I'm going to take this off. And it's either probably because he's afraid he's going to get sued, or people are being dicks, or a combination of both. I don't know. It's his problem. I would have just stuck with it. I mean, $50,000 a day.
They said he has like enough money to survive 7 years without a paycheck. So
Dude, you know how much Arnold Palmer I could buy with $50,000 a day?
I like how that's the first thing you think about.
You don't
Arnold
understand
Palmer.
Eric and Arnold Palmer.
Dude, Arnold Palmer is the best drink ever made. Arizona, please sponsor us. I will. Oh, man. You don't even have to pay me. Just send me Arnold Palmer to my house. Email me. Or send me a tweet. We'll get this settled out. Anyways, getting off track. Alright, I guess it's time to move on to our next topic. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Anything else anyone wants to say about Flappy Bird?
Nope.
Alright.
No?
Sorry, it's sad to see it go. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh yeah. This is. I know this picture is low res, but I fucking love it. I love it. It's so funny to me. Call of Duty. They just announced that they're changing over to a 3-year development cycle. So you're gonna have Treyarch,
Activision
and Infinity Ward. They're all gonna be working on Call of Duty. So every Call of Duty will get 3 years worth of development time. So yeah, I just want to know your guys' impressions on what do you guys think about them getting more time to work on Call of Duty, basically.
Who wants to go first?
I mean, I think it'll give them more time to like put a better quality Call of Duty out. I mean, they seem decent enough, I guess. But I feel like every year there's a new Call of Duty coming out. And I just don't know how you can keep quality if you're pumping one out every year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Like, the thing with Call of Duty is, like, for the longest time, like, that's all my friends played. Because when you go on Xbox and you play Call of Duty and then you yelled at by a 12-year-old how they're going to come to your house and, like, bang your mom or kill your family or something like that because you killed them.
Yeah.
But, like, the thing with Call of Duty is it has the potential to be such a good game. It's just the fact that you pretty much have to rush through, like, any game like that takes, like, say Battlefield 3. Even though Battlefield 3 didn't get, like, the best reviews, it came out as a pretty, like, fun visual experience and a fun game experience in the end. And I think, like, with Call of Duty and them having to rush over 2 years, they don't get a lot of time to develop, like, a new game engine or something like that, whereas DICE, where they were originally taking 3 years, which I think they actually were starting to do, like, the 2-year thing as well, would have been able to do that. But I think with the addition of the third company, it's going to be a great thing, because I'm not going to lie, I thought Call of Duty was, like, the biggest pile of shit, and I fucking hated the game when Ghost came out, and I told my friend who bought it to go cap himself.
Let me tell you, I got that Call of Duty Ghost for the Xbox One.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I have it, for the record, so our viewers know, or listeners, viewers, whatever, I got it for free. Someone bought me Call of Duty Ghost for my Xbox One. Oh my god! Let me tell you something. Awful. It was terrible, to put it lightly. Yeah, it was basically the same game over and over again, and you know, it just the map design, like, it feels so uninspired. Like, at least with the Treyarch ones, like the Black Ops, at least that is like they have some amount of creativity when it comes to their map design and everything. Like, with this game, it just felt like, all right, we gotta make an extra $1 billion. We have 2 years. Let's go. And then they just made the most bland and boring Call of Duty that they could possibly make. And yeah, so my personal impressions is, well, first off, Sledgehammer getting added into the mix, I think, will be good, considering that they've worked on other Call of Duties before. They have experience doing that, which is great. And also, it'll give Infinity Ward, maybe they'll create a good Call of Duty, because the last good Call of Duty they put out, I don't even remember. It may have been
4, maybe?
yeah, maybe.
I liked the first, Modern Warfare. I liked that.
Or maybe Modern Warfare 2. That wasn't too bad. And Treyarch is just going to keep doing their thing. They make the best ones, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, that's pretty much my impressions on it. Hendershot, what is your impressions on that?
I'm pretty glad that they're going back and, you know, trying to bring in more companies and actually hopefully going back to what they had before, because these last couple of games, I mean, Ghost specifically, literally, I went to the midnight release, thought it was going to be good. Like, it looked pretty good. And I went out.
You went
I went
to
and-
wait, whoa! You went to the midnight release of that?
Yes.
Are you?
So you
kidding
like
me?
you like Call of Duty?
You're
Okay.
A fan, so you're a fan of Call of Duty? You buy them every year?
No, I just traded games and they told me I could get it for $30, and I was like, fuck yeah. Like,
Oh, nice.
Oh,
But,
okay. Okay.
so I did that, and I was like, all right. And then my friend was like, well, let's just go to the midnight release. I was like, sure, why not? So I brought it home, beat the campaign that night, and
I'm sorry to interrupt you. What console did you play on?
360.
Okay.
The campaign I thought was alright, and then as soon as I got on multiplayer, it was like just the same old thing, just like it's always been for the past couple of games, and that's the one big thing they need to change. They have to change the feel of the game, not to the point where it feels like a completely different game, but just so it feels a little different than this,
Mm.
because it's literally been the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, and I'll say like, before they went Modern Warfare, they were putting out those World War II Call of Duties, and they just started. Yeah, they started feeling really stale. Even though I thought World at War and Call of Duty 2 were great games, but I think that's what they need. They need another Call of Duty for Modern Warfare. They need something that revolutionizes everything. So hopefully they'll get their shit together. They got 3 years now, as opposed to 2. That's a yeah.
Well,
and
like,
as Glowray
that's-
says, Glowray's in the chat, and they're charging $60 for them. What the? That's bullshit.
Well, like, that's the thing, like, with Counter-Strike and Call of Duty, like, those are the, if you think FPS, those are the two games that come to mind.
Yeah.
Counter-Strike PC, Call of Duty is everything. Although Counter-Strike is on other...
I'd say Battlefield. Battlefield. Is,
Yeah, well, if you think, like, compare Call of Duty and Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, you could change, and there's the chance that you'll make people happy, and then there's Counter-Strike, where if you change it to, like, say you change how guns fire and everything, you're gonna piss off the entirety of your community, because everyone in that game is, like, big in the competitive, even if they're not, like, a competitive player themselves. Everyone for, like, Counter-Strike watches those competitive tournaments, and if you change that game enough, you're gonna piss everyone the fuck off, and they're not gonna be happy.
I mean,
And where Call of Duty, I think they could probably change a little bit, and it'd be okay.
yeah, because that's a good point too that we don't really because Call of Duty sales are down, but they're still selling a lot of copies. And if they just threw out everything, they would piss a lot of people off. So I don't really blame them for doing what they're doing. I mean, they're getting paid. People are buying it. I don't know why, but they are. So, yeah. Anything else we want to add about Call of Duty before we move on to our next topic?
Yeah, it sucks.
Okay.
That's all I wanted.
Oh my gosh, dude. Okay, our next topic is not really about Elder Scrolls Online. We're gonna have a podcast about that tomorrow. But the thing I wanted to talk about is, they're trying to put the $15 a month price subscription model onto Elder Scrolls Online, and basically the topic is, do you think it will survive based on this model, and do you think other MMOs will survive on this model as well going forward? And anyone who wants to start can start. I don't care.
Like, the thing with the $15 a month thing is I think every game, no matter what everyone says, I think every big MMO that comes out wants to be WoW to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Look at WoW, like,
Of course
it's...
they do.
WoW's, like... I mean, it's had a big drop in player base, but with the way Warlords looks, I think it's got a chance of coming back to an extent. But the thing is, WoW's, like, from December of 2004 to 2014, that's a 10-year cycle of being $15 a month and charging per expansion too. And I think every game wants to be able to say they fucking did that, because think about the money Blizzard pulls. And that's why every game's hyped up as the WoW killer. Everyone wants to be able to freaking beat World of Warcraft, but I'm gonna throw it out there with the $15 cycle. I think even WoW eventually will fail. I'm giving ESO 6-7 months until it goes free to play.
Okay. What about you, Nick? What do you have to say about
I mean, I
this?
kind of agree with him on that. I mean, WoW has the monopoly on subscription. I don't think any other game is ever going to match, at least in our lifetime. And it's going to go free to play really quick. You see all these other great quality games. Star Wars, that was a good game.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it had really high reviews. That's like the biggest name too.
Yeah.
I mean, Skyrim had a good fan base, but they're not like Elder Scrolls isn't going to be a WoW killer. I'm calling that now.
Yeah. So how long
There's
do you
no
think
way.
it'll survive for then?
I'd give it like 6-7 months too.
Okay. What about you, Hender?
Yeah, that's not gonna last. There's no way that subscription will last. It doesn't really matter what game you're talking about. Like, if you want your player base to last, you can't force them to pay $15 to play really anything because nothing's that good. I mean, especially with a brand new game like that. I mean, they should do something. They're gonna wind up doing it eventually, but like what most of the other MMOs have going now is like you can play for free, and then if you want extra bonuses or like XP bonuses or like extra mounts or something, then you can pay that $15 a month.
Yeah.
But I mean, it will get like that. I know it will because that's how every other game is followed. But and then, well, like Tyler and Nick both said, it goes back to the point that Elder Scrolls isn't. It has a big like fan base, but it's not anywhere close to like a WoW or a Star Wars.
Yeah.
And if Star Wars, which has one of the largest fan bases ever, didn't make it, then Elder Scrolls it doesn't have a chance.
Oh, let me throw one more thing out there. WoW is actually up back from 7 to 7.8 million subscribers again 3 days ago.
Really?
So they're
Yep.
climbing back up.
I mean,
Fuck
when that
me.
expansion hits, I guarantee you it's going to jump up to at least 10. It's going to jump.
Yeah,
That's
it's
not- everybody's coming back.
3 million
It's gonna-
people are not
I'm
gonna
calling
hop
it
back.
now, and we'll see when it comes out. It's going to jump.
it's gonna go up to
And then
I'd say
it'll
at
probably
least
drop after a couple
8.2.
months.
8.2 minimum.
Okay. Well, here's my
Maybe I just
prediction.
have high hopes. I
No,
don't know.
no. Here's my prediction. This is going to be the next World of Warcraft killer. I'm telling you right now. Not only do I think this will succeed, I think they are going to increase it to $30 a month, and they will dominate over any MMO that would ever come out, and it will survive for the rest of the time. It's going to happen. Mark my words. And in order to get the new expansion pack, you're going to need to give up your firstborn child and drink the blood of Whoopi Goldberg. No, but in all seriousness, this is going to fall flat on its face. There's no chance of Elder Scrolls Online. Because here's the deal. A little tease to tomorrow's podcast. I don't see anyone paying $15 a month for this. And that's all I'm going to say on that subject. Check in tomorrow so you can hear us rip this game a new asshole. But what I'm saying is that you gotta really ask yourself, do you want to pay $15 a month for another MMO? I don't. Guild Wars 2 is free to play, and it's good.
It's good.
You know?
It's
I don't even want to play WoW. I think WoW isn't that great of game either, and we'll debate that some other time. Not today, because we'll be here until 2020
50.
debating this shit. But I think that this game could be awesome, which it's not, and it would still fall flat on its face. I don't think there's anything they can do. I think if Star Wars failed, which is like someone was saying, it's like the most popular thing on the face of the fucking planet. It will not. Is not gonna succeed. That's my overall point. If Star Wars failed, Elder Scrolls Online will fail. Mark my words. I'm gonna give it like a year. They're gonna do it for a year. It's gonna start off really good. They're gonna be like, holy shit, we got like 3 million subscribers, and then 5 months in, they're gonna just drop. It's just gonna fall flat on its face, and then next year they'll have free to play.
Glory, what you missed is how we were discussing ESO and how long it will last, pretty much. Like, will it be able to survive
Yeah, don't
$15
worry.
month?
We're posting this on YouTube. Go check it out. And while you're there, subscribe and like to the video and stuff. Huh?
We'll be actually completely discussing what we were just talking about, pretty
Yeah,
much,
it's all
in more
on-
detail tomorrow, too, actually.
Yeah, it's all on YouTube. Well, this will be on YouTube later. We're just filming it through OBS. We figured it would be the easiest way. Okay,
But, like,
what were you
One thing
saying?
before we change this
Yeah.
topic is what games need to think, like ESO, is even if it does, like even if it survives on the $15, you need to not advertise yourself to the extent where people hype you up as the WoW killer.
Yeah.
Because if you fail, like even a little bit at the start, like you don't match what people expect, people are just gonna assume your game's a pile of shit, and that's gonna hurt you even more. That's what happened with Star Wars.
Yeah.
It got amazing reviews, and I played it a little bit. It was a pretty decent game.
Yeah, I bought it.
But the problem is, people hyped it up too much to be a WoW killer, and when it didn't sell as much as everyone thought, it hurt it a lot more because everyone thought, oh, wow, it's not the WoW killer, it must be a piece of shit, and that's killed it.
I don't even think they're hyping it up as WoW killer. I think they're hyping it up as like the way I got the
Skyrim
impression
Online.
from. Yeah, it's like Skyrim Online. Like, oh my god, you can play. You can play with your friends and go through Skyrim and have a great time. Which watch our podcast tomorrow or listen to our podcast tomorrow. You will find out that it is not a WoW killer. It's not. It's nothing.
But, like, no, like,
Like,
what
it's
I
much
was saying
like-
is people hype it up as a WoW
yeah,
killer.
Yeah, and what else was I gonna say? It's
Save it for tomorrow. Just save it for tomorrow.
I'm trying not to give too much away that basically I think the game's a pile of shit. But no, I don't think it's a pile of shit. I'm just joking about that. Bethesda, if you want to send us a code to review it, I'll review it. I'll put in the hours. Just send me a free code. But yeah, it's not. I don't think it's gonna do anything. I think, like I was saying, it will be going for like a year with that $15 a month price tag, and then they'll just drop the subscription model and probably have you pay $60 a month for it, and then it'll be done, basically. Which is a shame because the PvP stuff looks really cool, but unfortunately, you have to go through Shit Mountain in order to get to it. So, but that's for tomorrow, guys. All right. So, we're on to our debate of the day, believe it or not. We're already at our debate of the day. And our debate of the day, which is like our main event, we are
This
debating...
will be our final showdown.
Yeah, this is our final showdown. We are debating what was our favorite game of this past generation. This past generation meaning PS3, 360, Wii... Not Wii U. Wii U is the next generation console. God damn it, go out and buy one now. Nintendo needs your help. It's a great system. And also it could be on PC as well, as long as it was released within the time frame while those consoles were still dominant. I'm gonna go last because I actually have a picture of my game.
I'll go first. I love
Okay,
mine.
Go first.
The Last of Us.
All right.
It's just
and
amazing.
Also, we're going to explain why, of course. And then I'm going to tell
Okay.
everyone why they're wrong and why I'm the correct one. Go ahead.
Alright, well, The Last of Us, even though it was an exclusive for the PS3, it was like an amazing story.
Oh, yeah, hang on 1 second. And also, I should have put this out, too. We're not going to spoil anything, in case you haven't played any of these games. No spoilers, guys. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
Alright, sorry. Continue.
Well, it's an amazing story. Like, it's great visual-wise. It's great setting. I don't know, it's just like, I thought it was a great game. The multiplayer was iffy, but like it played like exactly how the game. If you played the game, this is what the multiplayer is, just minus like its entire story. And I think the game brings enough challenge on with a great where if you don't play it, you can go funk yourself and funk you too.
Okay. Well, Good job proving your case. All right, Nick. Let's hear your game.
All right.
The generation.
This was hard for me, but I ended up deciding on Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh, I'm gonna.
I mean,
this.
God.
Oh, motherfucker.
I know it was a
on.
little iffy at the beginning, but once they figured it out, I mean, it was really good. Grand Theft Auto 4 really disappointed me. I didn't enjoy that at all.
Uh-huh.
And San Andreas being my favorite one, this game really just like brought it all back for me, and I feel they did a really good job. Campaign was amazing. I beat it in like 3 days. It was so good.
I didn't. I was
It's a good game. The online can go screw itself because I think it's dumb.
We can get into this right now if you'd like, or we can save this for another episode. Man, we're just getting ideas for new episodes up the yin yang.
I'm just gonna say something. GTA 5 did not deserve Game of the Year.
GTA 5 was not a good game. Well, it was good.
It didn't deserve Game of the Year. Well, like it got.
Like it was getting 10 out of 10s. It was like a 7 out of 10. Let's be clear on that. And I will debate that until the
I'll
comics
give
come
it
out.
like an 11.
I'm with Eric on this one.
Because first off, oh no, I'm gonna let Hendershot go because I'm gonna be going on for like an hour, and I don't want to do that. Go ahead, tell us your game of the generation and why.
Fallout 3.
Ah, see, I can agree with that.
Yeah, Fallout's
It was. I liked Fallout. Like that was one of those few games that I could play through multiple times, mainly because there were so many different decisions to be made. But it was just one of those games that really sucked me in, and it was literally the second game I got when I bought my own Xbox. So it was like one of the only games I had at the time. So I really got into it. Well, for one reason, just because I didn't have anything else, but also because it had a really I don't know how to explain it, but it had a really it had a story that absorbed you into it, and you could actually go through, and it's like I had to play it multiple times because I had to go through each decision and each DLC and every different thing that you could do. And I mean, I don't know. I guess that's really all I have to say on that
Well,
one.
with Fallout 3, you brought in mod tools, and if you played on the computer, modding was a big community game, and with Fallout, that added so much more replayability for the game.
Okay, so everyone went, so I'm gonna go now. And when I was thinking about this, there was 2 games really on my mind. And it was close. It was really close. Because I had 2 front runners. The first one was Dark Souls. And the reason why I'm telling you Dark Souls is because it was my runner-up. It came down to either that and this game, which is my favorite game of the generation. I can already hear the people saying, "Nerd, what the fuck are you thinking? You know, you got Fallout, you got Last of Us. These are all $100 million games." And I'm gonna go something incredibly. It's an indie game, my favorite indie game of all time. I'm going with, but none other than Fez. You guys ever play Fez?
Nope.
Nope.
You guys are missing out, man.
I have played a decent amount of Fez. It was a good game.
I've beaten this game 3 times. I want to do a live stream of it. I'm telling you, it is the bee's knees. It is the cat's meow, if you catch my drift. But why is it my favorite game of this generation? It's really hard to describe why Fez is so special and why it's the best game, obviously, out of this whole list. But I'm going to try and explain it anyways. First off, the gameplay is very simplistic, and you think that it's just a simple. Oh yeah, Glow-Ray. Hang on, sorry. For the people who are watching on YouTube, we're doing this on Twitch. You guys are welcome to come in and join. Glow-Ray says, "I heard Fez was very good. It is very good. Best game of the generation." But it starts to, and I'm not going to try and spoil anything, but it eventually reveals itself to be something way more complex and way more deep than you would think it would be, as opposed to just being a random platformer. The soundtrack is fucking awesome, dude. Like, I don't pay for soundtracks, right? I don't even listen to soundtracks really outside of the game. This soundtrack is awesome. It really is, and there's tons of hidden stuff inside of the soundtrack that I'm not going to spoil because you need to go out and experience it yourself. It's on Steam. Go buy it now. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. It is great. One of my favorite games of all time.
If I could say like an indie game or like a runner-up for me, it would definitely be Faster and Light.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Fez, because
No,
that's the answer.
I've never played it, so I'm gonna say Faster and Light. You have to agree with me. Faster and Light's an amazing game, Mayor.
It has a good soundtrack. I haven't really played too much of it. Maybe I'll do a live stream someday. But yeah, it's sort of like Fez, in case if no one's even heard of it. It's basically like a hybrid of like Mario, Zelda, and Tetris all blurred into one awesome creation of awesomeness. And I think it's better than any game that you guys put out here. No offense to Last of Us. I thought Last of Us was pretty good. Fallout 3 I thought was real. Fallout 3 was the best one, or the second best, I should say, out of this whole list. GTA 5 is mediocre crap, as far as I'm concerned. Sorry, Nick. And yeah. I guess I can explain why. Should we go around and explain why we think? Because Nick, the reason why I think GTA 5 is not that great. And I'm sorry if I'm attacking your pick, but I'm just gonna say.
Did you play it all the way through?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I will admit to you right now. As much as I love the forklift missions, I was just like, 40 hours of forklift missions and the same.
There's one forklift.
The same missions over and over again. I mean, that's great, but
completely.
I could be playing Fez right now, is what I was saying, thinking to myself. I think it was a lot better than GTA 4.
Oh yeah.
Because it was a lot less
Yeah.
boring.
I was gonna say you at least got to give me that.
GTA 4 was worse.
Pile of shit.
I wouldn't say a pile of shit.
I would.
Okay, it was a pile of
game.
shit. But GTA 5, to me, the problem, and it's the problem I have with all of Rockstar's games, except for Red Dead Redemption. That is their best game that they've ever made by far. Oh God,
I love
have to
Red Dead.
rethink Fez.
That game
Oh,
was
it's
pretty-
too late. It's out there now. Red Dead. Besides that, I think the missions that they come up with is extremely boring. A lot of them are just like, how do I explain it? A lot of them are
random,
just what?
just random nonsense that
Well-
looks like pulled out of their ass.
They're not very enjoyable to do, and that's the problem. And the characters I thought in GTA 5 were, I did not like any of them, including Trevor. A lot of people went on about Trevor and how great Trevor was. I didn't
not
like
stand
Trevor. I thought it was just stupid.
I actually went on my way to not do Trevor missions whenever I could.
Well, I'm just saying I didn't like that character. I thought the writing was really good, or no, the voice acting was really good, but the writing was not good at all, I thought.
Are we gonna go around and talk about like every game and explain why we don't like each other's games,
Sure,
like
sure,
in
we can do
particular?
that. Well, no
So-
one's even heard of mine. So here's the deal. Fez is the real one. I'll do my runner-up. I'll do Dark Souls. Have you guys played Dark Souls?
Oh my god,
Yes.
that game can
Okay.
suck a fat one.
Oh, motherfucker, it is on. Ding, ding!
Let's just continue on with GTA 5 since we already started with that,
Okay.
Eric.
In GTA 5, yeah, that's basically the reason why. The online was a fucking train wreck. We talk about Diablo 3 being a train wreck. Like, this was like a train wreck, and then after the trains, like, crashed, a car came in and crashed into that, and then an airplane was flying overhead and said, oh, look at that mess, and then lost control of the airplane and crashed right into that, and then, an ice
Another
cream truck,
train hit it.
and then, yeah, that's the reason why. Go on, continue. What about you, Tyler? Why didn't you like GTA 5?
I like GTA 5's like.
Or why?
I liked how the game played like a lot better than 4. Like it was a lot funner and more open. But the main reason I didn't like. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean my first one because I had to clear my throat. The reason I didn't really like GTA 5 is they made it seem like it was going to be the best fucking game ever, and it like ruined it for me when I played it. It wasn't what they promised. Like, the bugs at the end, you couldn't play multiplayer when multiplayer came out longer than you couldn't play Diablo 3. Like, the game was a pile of shit when it was first released. I'm gonna say it. Like, if you didn't want to play a campaign, if you want to jump on online with your friends,
That's what I wanted.
like, even if after that you had to sit through those retarded tutorials, even after you've played the campaign, you had to sit through those retarded tutorials. And if you don't know how to play GTA, what the fuck are you doing to yourself? Let's throw it out there. What the fuck are you doing with yourself? You shoot people, you cookers, and then you steal a car. It's GTA.
Oh, and there's something
You don't
else.
need a tutorial.
I wanted to bring
It's
up
stupid.
something else as well, because if we're talking about Grand Theft Auto Online, which they try and say, I went on a lot of forums and they would defend it and saying like they gave you this whole awesome campaign experience, and then you're just getting the online for free. It's like, no, motherfucker, that is a complete package that we are paying $60 for, and what we would do when we played it on PlayStation 3 is there was a bunch of ways to get a bunch of money in a short period of time.
Oh yeah, I know about this
These were
motorcycle
glitches,
glitch.
in case if people didn't know. I don't remember what you had to do. You like sold cars over and over again.
You changed like in between your campaign, your multiplayer, and you could resell the same like bike over and over for like 30 grand, and people would get like 100 million at like 4 pence.
The thing I had a problem with is I saw multiple articles of Rockstar saying that they were going to punish people for cheating, and I assume they meant that. If not, then
No, like people. The thing is with the cheating thing is there was people who found a way just to entirely out of GTA like online server. Like
yeah.
if you got put in a match-made server, they would just gain control of the server and change it to however they wanted, and they would randomly deposit like $1 billion in everyone's account.
Nice.
And even if you didn't ask the person to give you the money, Rockstar would actually punish you for having that much money and being in the mod lobby. So say you click play online, quick play.
Yeah.
If you got put in a lobby with the guy and he gave you $1 billion, you actually got banned, and a ton of people banned for that reason. And that's why Rockstar can go suck a dick, and they shouldn't do online
the
in
thing
GTA.
that pissed me off is, because I assume that's what they meant, is the people who use the glitch to cheat.
No,
their
random
way through
people
it.
got banned for even if they didn't do the glitch or didn't
If
hack.
that
They
was
got
the
banned on the
case-
Crossfire.
If that was the case and they were gonna do that, I would never buy a Rockstar game ever again, because it's your glitch that you could have put out an open beta, say, hey, play this, and get response back and get feedback for how it would be, and all the different glitches and everything, and try and find them. It would be stupid if they tried to ban people for exploiting a glitch that they did not take care of.
Well, they did. And that's the problem with Rockstar, is they didn't think about that. They just blindly banned people who didn't do it or didn't ask for the money to be deposited. And that's why I think Rockstar should stay away from like online things with Grand Theft Auto, is they don't know how to handle their own faults.
Except for in Red Dead Redemption. That game
Red Dead Redemption is an amazing game. Did you get the DLC?
Yeah,
Undead Nightmare?
Nightmare. Oh my god, yes.
Alright, Hinder, why didn't you like GTA?
GTA. I mean, it was just bland. Like the missions were like, some of them were alright, but you'd get like one like decent mission for every 10
Yeah.
boring ones.
That's what I was gonna. That's what I was trying to say. I just didn't say it properly.
Yeah, and that was the big problem with it. It was like I feel like a lot of the boring ones could have been played out better. Like they could have made them entertaining. They just weren't. And I mean, specifically being like the ones where you had to drive someone around the city, and it was like, oh, it's gonna just be like a big car chase scene or something. It was like, no, you literally were just driving someone across the city.
Yeah.
And the multiplayer, not gonna lie, when the multiplayer came out, it was like, yeah, cool. Like everybody was all hyped up for those. What I think it was 2 weeks before it came out. It was like, oh yeah, everybody's waiting for online.
Yeah.
And then once it came out, still couldn't play it for like another week because they couldn't handle their own servers.
Yeah.
And that was frustrating as well, because it's like one of the biggest reasons I got it was because they finally added a decent looking online feature.
Yeah.
and I wanted to try it. And that completely failed for the first week. It just completely it ruined it for me.
Hell, I heard there were people who were still having trouble with it, like as far up as like 2 months ago. So
Yeah.
and by then the damage has been done. People are already moving on to other games. They don't want to sit around
Well,
and
that's
wait like that long for.
what I said with GTA. I said it's going to last until something like Call of Duty comes, Battlefield, Call of Duty, something like that comes out, and then it's the same thing with GTA 4. It's going to be that replacement game. Once that comes out, it's who the fuck gives a who gives a fuck about GTA 5?
They got
That's what happened with Saints Row. Like with Saints Row,
Oh my god!
after when GTA came out, everyone put down Saints Row. When Call of Duty and Battlefield came out, everyone put down GTA. Like that's the problem with those games is they're playing for a
They're
few months and
expendable.
then they're fucking same thing.
That was the
They're
main
expendable.
thing that I had the problem. Just to touch on this again before we move on, is I feel like with all of Rockstar's games, and even like Red Dead Redemption had this too. It seems like when they are thinking up the game, they have this small list of missions that they want the game, like the grade, the A+ missions that like, oh, we could have you rob banks, but there's like 69 missions in the game and only 4 of them are like bank heists. So it seems like they have those key missions that they want people to play, like the best ones that they can do, and those are fun to play. But then they realize, oh shit, we gotta fill this game up with a bunch of mediocre drive here, cap down these guys. You know, that's what it seems like.
Yeah.
They make the game worse by saying we have to make this GTA game as big as possible.
Like it's San Andreas. It's simple, but it was. I'm gonna say San Andreas is the best GTA.
Now
Throwing
Vice
it
City
out.
is.
Oh yeah,
That's
for
for
sure.
that's another debate.
And
Vice City
I
is
gotta
the best
say,
Vice
yeah,
City.
before we get off of the game topic, I want to just throw in like an honorable mention. Far Cry 3.
Oh,
I completely forgot about that game until I was looking through my games list, and I was like, I'm surprised nobody even mentioned that, because that was. I mean, I guess once you beat it, you kind of just set it down, and it's like mine. I mean, once I beat it, I set it down. It's been collecting dust ever since. But
GTA.
like when I was playing it, it was actually entertaining. Like there wasn't really dull moments in that game.
and I guess because you guys haven't played Fez, which everyone who ever listens to this play Fez. It's the best game of the generation, guaranteed, or your money back. Okay, I'm not giving you your money back, but it is the best game that this generation has to offer, guaranteed. But seeing as these guys haven't played Fez, I will say Dark Souls is my favorite game of the generation for this show, okay? And I'll explain why. So that way you guys can beat the shit out of it.
Alright.
I think Dark Souls, first off, one of the reasons why I love it is it has such a like dark and scary atmosphere to it that is just unrivaled by any other game I've ever played. In the creature designs, when you fight these huge ass bosses, they just look so awesome, and I love the combat. I pretty much love everything about Dark Souls, to be honest with you. I wanted to do a live stream. I was doing a live stream of them, and then my controller broke alive on the air, so I kind of have to get a new controller before I can play it because the PC version sucks without a controller. I loved how they did all the online components. I really don't have any complaints about that game at all, except for maybe Blighttown, which was crap. But that was only a small part of the game compared to the overall awesomeness of the total package that is Dark Souls, which is better than Demon Souls. Some people debate that as well. Man, I'm just coming up with ideas to debate just as we keep going. Anyways, I want to hear your guys' response to me saying that Dark Souls is the best
Alright.
game.
Dark Souls combat
Mhm.
can go fuck itself in the ass
Okay.
with the rusty pitchfork, because that combat system in the game, computer controller, terrible. Who
No,
the
no, no,
fuck
no, 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 no,
makes? No, hang on. Who the fuck makes the attack button right bumper? What the?
Well,
fuck
so you
is
can use
that?
left trigger for your heavy attack.
I can go funk it up. Okay, that's the first thing. I thought the game was pretty good. Not, I really enjoyed the game, Eric. It's a great game. You're not wrong in that. It's got a great atmosphere and everything, but the combat just fucking ruined it for me because there's a pile of fucking shit and I hated it.
First off, if you were playing on PlayStation, it would be L1 or R1.
I'm talking Xbox
I
360,
know.
which you can.
Well, it's your fault for playing on the gay-ass Xbox 360.
Computer
No,
was
I'm
even
joking.
worse.
Yeah,
And
Xbox-
computer's the master race.
The PC version would suck. I will admit to that. But it would have been a lot better if you played on PlayStation 3 because that seems a lot more common. Like hit R1 to attack, and then R2 would be your heavy attack. But I think the combat system rocked in Dark Souls. It was strategic. You couldn't just go in there balls to the walls and start chopping people up. You couldn't do it. You had to be strategic about how you approach every situation, and every enemy could have been someone that could kill you in the long run, unless if you like, except for like when you're like level 90 and you're going into the starting area. That's about the only exception, but everything had a sense of danger to it, is what I'm trying to say.
Ender, why didn't you like Dark Souls?
Yeah, let's hear it, Hender.
I don't know. I could not do it. I never even.
How
I
far
played
did you
it
play?
like twice.
Oh,
That's why I
he
don't like
only
it.
played it twice.
I never
You're
bothered
that-
to buy it.
you're that
I
never
played it
bothered
for
to buy
3 hours, and
Yeah,
I've-
exactly. I
Hang
played
on,
for a
I'm gonna
total
pull
of
up
probably
Steam.
about
I'm
3
gonna pull up
hours.
Steam. Let's see.
I don't have it on Steam.
Well, I'm pulling it up so you can. I've beaten it on Xbox 360. I've put,
Oh God,
I think, 100 hours on the Xbox.
couldn't do it. No way.
nope.
Dark Souls is so good, and I'm sure everyone who watches this is gonna agree. And then on the PC version, I've put 89 hours into it. Yeah, that's
Let's
right,
see.
guys. But I still think Fez is better overall. Play Fez.
So
is the
Dark
overall
Souls,
message of this.
you pretty much. What you're trying to tell me right now is you like sold your soul to the devil, and he made you good at Dark Souls, and then that's all you play.
Wait,
That's all you played for.
What are you
I don't
talking
even-
about, man? Dark?
Yep.
No, I play a lot of stuff. I'm just saying, Dark Souls.
No, I couldn't do it.
Stood
Not
out to
Dark
me.
Souls.
I thought
the
about
combat
making
just,
I thought
Ugh.
about the Zelda games, and Skyward Sword was not that great, and Twilight Princess. It's been too long since I've played it. I need to replay it in order
Pokemon
to
X and
think
Y.
about it. Maybe.
Funk you.
Um, but yeah, that's my real game of the generation is Fez, because it is the greatest game ever made. And Phil Fish needs to come back to making video games, please, so we can get a new Fez. Because I oh my god, I'd love a new Fez. I would.
I want to hear you
Announce it
guys.
on August 1st. That would be my that's my birthday. That would be the best birthday gift ever.
All right, so let's hear why you didn't like The Last of Us both.
Well, see,
I never
that's the
played it.
problem is that like Last of Us was good. And I think if I beat the story, I would probably like it a lot more than I did. But I'm trying to think of some reason why it shouldn't be.
It's a
even
game
said
you
that
have
the
to play
multiplayer- you said
all
that
the way
multiplayer
through.
was- man, I actually like the multiplayer, believe it or not.
No, the multiplayer plays exactly how the game plays. If you like the game, you're gonna like the multiplayer. But I liked it. It's just like I came from like playing, like Call of Duty and shit. And if you play Call of Duty and try to play that, you're gonna get your shit pushed in.
Well, I love how they did, like, when you go to shoot the gun, like, how they made it when you aim, it feels, I don't want to say realistic, but it did.
It's
it
not
felt
Call
like,
of Duty
yeah,
where you just
felt
can't
like
have.
you weren't a super soldier guy who's used the gun millions of times. It made the character feel more real, is what I'm trying to say. But I liked Last of Us. I thought it was great. I think it's one of the best exclusives that the PS3 has to offer. But when comparing it to Fez, that's what we're doing here. And you guys haven't played Fez, which is tough. So how about comparing it to Dark Souls?
No chance. Dark Souls, it's shit on. Sorry.
You know what? Fuck off. That's my response to that. No. It's
Let me
hard
say
because
something, Eric.
Last of Us is good. Last of Us is really good. It's just you're talking game of the generation here. Out of all the games that have been out, I think that Last of Us, I don't know, to me, it started off way too slow. It was really drawn out. But besides that, I thought it was pretty good.
Well, it's one of the games. I'm gonna say the downside of that game. If you don't beat the whole thing, it's not going to be an enjoyable
Yeah,
experience
I
for you.
haven't
That's a
beat
game you
that
have
yet.
to sit there and you
Plus,
everything.
it's so depressing too, man. Like,
If you explain why it's depressing, though, you're kind of spoiling it.
no, just everything about it is depressing. Like, I don't know.
The
Fez to me.
intro. Let's just say
Fez-
the intro is sad as shit.
Oh yeah. We're not gonna remember. No spoilers. But yes, it is sad as shit. If shit is sad. But
All right, Hender, why didn't you like it?
no, and then
I
when you
don't
talk
have a
about Fallout
PS3.
3, the thing
I
about
don't have
Fallout
an
3.
opinion.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
He just asked me why I didn't
Oh,
like
go
it.
ahead. Go
I
ahead,
don't
I'm
have
sorry.
a PS. I don't have a PS3, so I
Even
can't.
you got to go find Tony Owens when you got to go play the last.
Or get a
So-
PS4 and get
But
PlayStation
the
Now.
problem is, if I don't own it myself, like I need to like with games like that, I have to sit through the entire game.
You
and
can beat
keep
the
it-
entire thing and stay up all night at a friend's house and play it. If they tell you to go home, you kill them and their families and play it
We
anyway.
do not endorse killing people's families. Do not
I
come
mean,
to.
Tyler might.
Do
but-
not send me a tweet saying, "Hey, I just killed my mom, my friend's mom and dad and baby sister."
Because I
Play
wanted.
Last of Us." Do not send me that tweet. I will call the police on you. Continue.
I will find your IP and I'll phone up for just to call the police on your ass.
Fucking Christ. You're gonna already see it now. I'm gonna be on the national
News.
news. I'm gonna be in handcuffs. But anyways,
So Hender can't talk about it.
yeah, Hender,
Yeah.
he has no leg to stand on as far as I'm concerned. No legs. Legs.
All right,
not
so
legs.
Fallout 3.
But I would say that Last of Us is highly appropriate. It's just not as good as Fez or Dark Souls as far as I'm concerned. I think Fez and Dark Souls were just the better games. And you can get both of them on Steam right now. I highly encourage it. You can get on Xbox 360, PS3, PS4, Vita. Get it anywhere. Buy it multiple times. Fez needs to be played. Dark Souls, play that too. I think everyone should play it. But, anyways, what were you saying? Something about Fallout or something?
No, Hender's was getting Last of Us was Fallout 3. But something I want to say is I think I'm gonna say it. I think The Last of Us should come out for a computer because Steam and PS3 had
It'll
this
never
thing.
happen. It will never happen.
It needs to though. It needs to.
And also, I mean, if you need proof on why Fez is the best game ever made, well, it's not the best game ever made. I would love to have that debate next episode.
That's another debate.
And it's so tough to debate this because both games are really good. Like Fallout 3, I don't really have a problem with someone saying Fallout 3 is the best game of this generation. I don't really have any objections to Last of Us besides it started kind of slow and it was kind of boring at the beginning. But I heard it was really good at the end. I didn't beat it at the end. And Fez is, well, the best game ever because it is. I mean, look at the picture. Look at the art that I'm showing you on the screen right now. It just makes you want to explore the world. It has the best soundtrack. Okay, I've talked enough about Fez. Buy it now, is what I'm trying to say.
Eric, you gotta beat The Last of Us before February 14th because that's when the prequel of the game comes out. It's
I
like
might.
Ellie and her friend. You have to beat it.
Okay. Bless you, I think. I don't
No,
know. I don't know
cough
what the hell.
off.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, but that's the thing is Fallout 3. My objection about Fallout 3 would basically be, God damn it, I don't know if I could think of something. That is really tough because Fallout 3 is that good of a game. That's also on Steam, guys. Go check it out if you haven't already. I think that Fallout 3. God, I can't even say it. I don't even know. Fallout 3 might be number 3 as far as my favorite games of this past generation.
I can say why I didn't like Fallout 3 right now.
Why didn't you like Fallout 3? Maybe if you played on the PS3, you wouldn't like Fallout 3 because Bethesda games on PS3.
I played on the computer.
Oh, well, I didn't play.
But
on
the
computer.
thing with computer is, in Fallout 3 just in general, is it's like a different shooter. I don't think there is a shooter like Fallout 3.
Yeah, it's like an MMO shooter. And
It's kind of like its own genre of game, but it's a great game. Don't get me wrong. But the thing is, that game is, it's if you're not like a post-apocalyptic guy in like any way,
yeah,
it's not the game for you remotely. Because like that's what the game is. It's like
Yeah.
your journey through Wasteland, like your journey
Yeah,
through the end.
it
And if you're
definitely-
not, if you don't like kind of things like that, you're not gonna like Fallout 3.
but see, are you saying you don't like Fallout 3 because of that reason?
No, I liked Fallout 3.
Okay,
I
'cause
liked.
I was about to say, you just said Last of Us was your game of the generation, and then
No, I'm saying if you didn't like that thing, you won't
Yeah,
like The Last of Us
I-
or Fallout 3.
I definitely see what you're saying there because it definitely appeals to a certain kind of person. Like
Yeah.
that's not like your like your average like 12, 13-year-old kid isn't going to go out and see Fallout 3 and be like, "Oh, I want to play this." Cuz
I disagree with that. I think there are a lot of people
well,
who want to play that.
I don't know though because it doesn't have it does have action, but it doesn't have like Call of Duty kind of action, which it seems most of the kids now seem to want. And
But it's
I mean, Tyler brought up
appealing
the-
to an adult crowd.
yeah, that's
and-
true. And then, well, just going back on like what Tyler said about the shooting was weird.
Oh yeah.
I'll bring up New Vegas in this point. I feel like if they would have put like New Vegas's aiming system in Fallout 3, well, that's where that aiming system came from was
Yeah.
because people complained about it. I feel like if they would have had that aiming system when Fallout 3 came out, Fallout 3 would have been. I mean, like, I don't want to. It wouldn't have been like a better game because that doesn't affect the game really at all. It would have felt a little bit better to play. It would have felt easier to play.
And I'll say that Fallout 3 to me is like Bethesda does such a good job when it comes to open world games and making the world exciting to want to go look around. And that Fallout 3 is no exception to that. Like I didn't even beat the main story. I don't think I just walked around and went to every single place, and I put like 160 hours into it because they make such exciting stuff. Like a vault with just a bunch of guys named like what was the guy's name? Did you guys ever run into that where there's like all just a bunch of clones of one guy? His name's like Johnny or some shit like that, and all they say is their
Yeah.
first name. You remember that?
Yeah,
Yeah, just cool shit like that. That is just
that game, like,
I
I
love
mean,
it.
if you just played the main story, you could beat the game. I mean, not really quick, but you could beat the game fairly quick.
Yeah,
But that's what made that game so amazing is if you wanted to go out and do that extra stuff, which was what made the game so great, there was just so much extra stuff to do, and it wasn't a bunch of boring, stupid side missions. It was actually like exciting things.
yeah.
And exploring the game, like even without quests, like you could just be running around, and like you said with that vault with a bunch of clones, like there's always just something new
There's
to
a lot of
find.
creative stuff to find.
Well, and the thing about with like Fallout 3 is the same kind of thing with like what Hendrik said with the end of the campaign. Like you can beat the main story fast. That's the same thing with Skyrim. Those games have like moderate, like I'd say like medium length and campaign. Like you can sit through one playthrough and beat them, but it's the side quests that make the game epic, and it's like the random
It makes
crap
the
you can
world
find
a lot
out in the
more
middle.
enjoyable.
And
Like,
it's
I
the random
feel
crap you find out in the middle of nowhere. That's
Yeah,
what makes the
I feel
game.
like going back to GTA 5 for a second, like I feel like they do open world. Bethesda does a lot better than Rockstar does, because their world is a lot more exciting to explore. Even though I must say GTA 5's world was a lot more enjoyable to explore as opposed to GTA 4, which was just empty. Because they added all the random events from. Remember in Red Dead Redemption when you would walk
Yeah.
around, there'd be some random thing happening. Like they added that stuff to make it more appealing. But Bethesda, they're just masters at making. Like I usually think that their games are pretty damn buggy when they start out because they aim for the stars when making it. But overall, we're pretty much all in agreement that. Well, except for you guys fucking hate Dark Souls and Fez. We're pretty much in agreement. Fallout 3 is great. Last of Us is great. GTA 5, fuck that game.
Yeah.
Nick's opinion sucks.
Yeah, I'm with Lyric.
Yeah, that game was pretty bad.
I think we
We just
pretty
ripped
much-
GTA 5 a new asshole this entire time.
yeah. Which, Rockstar, make another Red Dead Redemption and I'll enjoy it. But I think like we can pretty much all sum that up in one, and that's that little deal right there. We don't even need to debate anymore. Fez is great. Go buy it right now. I highly encourage it. Dark Souls, same thing. Fucking.
I think the games mentioned besides GTA 5 you should all try.
Every single game that we've mentioned besides GTA 5, go out and buy.
Definitely recommend the Red Dead Redemption and the Undead Nightmare,
mean,
though.
I'd imagine
That's my
Buy
number.
Red Dead Redemption instead of GTA 5.
I'd imagine, like, especially at this point, most of those games are probably running pretty cheap right now. Like, especially like Red Dead, like that came out what? 3 or 4
You
years
can
ago?
actually rent the standalone for Undead Nightmare, and you can actually buy like the Red Dead Redemption game itself for like
Yeah, but if
$15
you want
bucks.
bullshit, Red Dead Redemption's on PC. Work on it, Rockstar. Make it happen.
get your shit together
But we're
and
getting off.
like your company a lot more if that comes on computer now.
Anyways, anywho, any other adding thoughts before we close this up?
Honorable mention for Resident Evil 4. I'm a big fan of Resident Evil 4.
Resident
'Cause
Evil
I-
4 was GameCube era, man.
No, it came out for they released it for our
Yeah, but that doesn't count.
360.
It originally came out in the GameCube era.
I don't care. Resident Evil 4 is a great game.
Any honorable mentions?
Resident Evil 5 can go funk itself.
Banjo
Resident Evil
Kazooie.
6 sucks dick. Resident Evil Operation Record City sucks dick.
Yeah, put on
Banjo
good Resident
Kazooie.
Evil. We'll discuss Resident Evil some other point in the show. Any honorable mentions you guys want to throw out there?
Banjo Kazooie.
I'm gonna throw honorable
I
mentions.
just like the creative aspect of it because I like building stuff. So
Honorable mentions would be Gary's Mod, Faster and Light, Oregon Trail, and
I'm not sure when all these games came out, but I will say this.
Oregon Trail is like right before Xbox One and stuff was released, like October, like right
that
before those
game's
came
not
out.
bad. That game's not that bad.
Faster and Light.
Kingdoms of Amalur. I thought that was a pretty good game, actually. It was there wasn't really much to do as far as side quests go, though. I mean, I'm only 2 hours into the game, and I'm already, I think, like a quarter of the
that
way through
company
it.
went bankrupt when they made that.
Because of that game?
Yeah, pretty much. But we're getting off topic. That's
Okay,
another point
okay,
now.
we're good.
All right. So are we guys ready to close this up?
Yep.
Nick's
Yep.
not even here, by the way.
He left. He said something in Skype about how he has to
He's
go
like,
to eat
"Whoa,
because
I'm
he's a
gonna go eat
faggot.
in the middle of our show.
Make sure you leave a comment on the YouTube video calling Nick a freaking douche.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anywho, we're not gonna do that. Nick, you
Get your
missed out
shit
on a great
together. Get your
conversation.
shit together,
It
Nick.
doesn't really matter because we just basically shit on his pick for Game of the Generation.
All I'm gonna say is get your shit together, Nick.
Okay. Alright, so and to conclude. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked this video and you stuck through all the way to the end, thank you. If you like this idea and you want to see more, like the video, subscribe to us on YouTube. If you have any ideas on any debates that we could talk about for next week's show, I'm going to do this again. I had fun doing this. I hope you guys want to do this again
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah, for sure.
Put them in the comments below or send me a tweet. I'm Mr. Malachi. Check me out on Twitch. I do Twitch streams all the time. We all do. And
I do YouTube more. So.
Am I missing anything else, guys?
YouTube.com/Go Rage Mode, all one word. Yeah.
Okay.
Check us out. Me and Keegan.
Yeah, check those dick faces out.
YouTube.com/Soda Boom Chicken.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys.
Alright, see you guys. Been fun.
I'm Mr. Malachi,
Adios.
aka Eric. This is Tyler, and I don't know why I said it like that. And this is Hendershot. Nick appreciates you guys watching, even though he's gone to go eat. Fucking dick. Anywho, thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. A better tomorrow.